WrestleMania weekend was buck wild. Jim Alexander got some splaining to do. Johnny Wrestling is champion. Let's go.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Oh, sugar, honey, ice, tea. The full panel's back after a raucous, crazy NXT takeover. Brooklyn, it was not Brooklyn anymore, excuse me, it's New York now, it's New York, man. I got the full panel with me, the whole king caboodle, the whole enchilada. I'm gonna start with the man with the perfectly coiffed hair, the chiseled jaw, Chi-Town's finest, Windy City's own. DJ Alexander, RealTalker.com.
I thought you were going to put me over a little bit better, but
it's good enough. It's good enough. I thought that was the best one ever. What's good, boy?
Hey, it's been good. I've been holding down for you.
I appreciate you.
You know, we're back. We're back at it as it's supposed to be.
TK Trinidad, what's going on? Canadian assassin, the black chick from the Great White North. Boo thing. What's good? Different hairstyle every day. Listen, hair game on point. Hair factory. What's good, girl? What's going on, man?
I'm good. If y'all want some home decor, you guys can hit up my company, Center In. Just, so y'all know.
Yo, send me that link. Tweet me that.
Just saying.
You got a company? I thought we were going to send a search warrant to find her to come back to the show.
Obviously,
she's back in the business. No, she's doing her thing, though.
I've been doing some business.
Anytime she go on the hiatus, she putting things in the kettle, man. She's stirring the pot a little bit, putting a couple ingredients in there. My girl, Indie Queen, what's really good? Anissa Barr. What's going on, girlfriend?
Not much. A lot of wrestling. A
whole bunch of wrestling.
It's just a lot of wrestling. Hard to take it all in.
Yeah.
But TakeOver was crazy.
Crazy. But we gonna get started. Before we get started, we're gonna recap TakeOver. We're going to talk about the matches today, of course. But first, we're gonna start off. I'm gonna give Anissa Barr the floor. She has some things she wanted to discuss about old John Moxley, old Dean Ambrose, the farewell tour. She had something to say. I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm gonna sip on my seltzer water. You do you, girl.
A lot of crying this weekend. A lot of crying. Saw the last video of him talking. I heard and read some reports that he's already booking indie shows, so hopefully that is true. If not, maybe they might do a storyline, but everybody knows John Moxley saved my life at 15 in 2009. I was heavily bullied, and for a lot of people, I've had multiple open heart surgeries since birth. And that encounter of being bullied, in 2009, bullying wasn't really a thing as it is now. Mm-hmm. And it got to the point where I didn't believe that I should live here in this earth anymore. Mm-hmm. I found a YouTube video of him talking about CCW, how he wants to go for the title. He was in a house. It was in 2009 in December. And I'm very grateful that person uploaded that video, because since that day, I've been following his career. CCW, Evolve 6. My favorite quote of his was, "I'll win a lot of trophies in my career while you'll get ribbons that say participant." And he said that to Homicide in Evolve 6. And when he came into WWE with the clip of him talking to Mick Foley and people were confused on what it is. Oh, it was a fan. I was so excited because I knew who he was, and he evolved so much in WWE. He became a Grand Slam champion. Which is crazy. And, he's cheap. So, that guy, he's cool with everything. And I hope and we all know he's going to induct in the Hall of Fame in the future.
Probably.
But with this past Monday, with his situation with Bobby Lashley and what Bobby Lashley said, it's now confusing to a lot of people. Is he now really leaving because of comment what Bobby Lashley said? Mm-hmm. But, I'm still going to be talking to Ryan Satin. He really gets all the information, everything that I want to know. So hopefully he gets more information, because there is reports that he already booked indie shows. And hell, we might see him at AEW. Cody Rhodes hasn't really said who he's facing, and they've been beeping out the person he's going to be facing. So hopefully that's true. If not, I would love to see him back doing death matches, because at the end of the day, he is the king of death matches. Sorry, Nick Gage, but John Moxley is the king of death matches. So that's all I got to say, and I'm very excited to see what's next for his career.
Yeah, I think it's interesting because everyone thinks it's a work, and it was a work, and that he's coming back. Maybe people still think it is. I'm not so sure,
We'll
though,
see,
man.
and,
He might be out.
I also want to thank Marie in the chat. She went to go meet Dean Ambrose and said that
She did. I met Marie.
You did.
I did.
She said she met Dean Ambrose and said that I have his Moxley tattooed name on me, and he thought that was really cool that somebody has his indie name tattooed on him, and so I gratefully thank her so much for doing that for me.
Yeah, man, I like Dean Ambrose though. He grew on me a little bit, man. It was one of those things where they were kind of going in a new position. Like this, we get to the whole part when it comes to rosters and how many people on the roster, and not too many like feel like there's not enough food at the table for everybody. You know what I'm saying? That's how it goes sometimes. And 1 minute you're a top, ask Braun how's that's going right now. You know what I mean? 1 minute you're the monster in the bank. Next minute you're almost getting thrown out the ring by Colin Jost, whatever. So it's like it's so for him to get what he got, one of the best factions of all time, and to get those titles, I think because if Brutus BK's in the Hall of Fame, I think he'll be in the Hall of Fame. I think it's safe to say. And best of luck in his future endeavors, man. But
you went to the show. How was that?
It was crazy, man. It's always crazy there, man. The international crowd is what brings NXT out, and everyone. It's pandemonium in there. And shout out to AfterBuzz for sending me and my man Ty there. It was really crazy. We got pretty good seats, and we're just there watching the festivities and watching these guys, these multi-talented people do what they do. And every match to me, like literally every match was better than the other match. They started off with the War Raiders and Ricochet and Aleister Black, and then it went from there with Matt Riddle and the Velveteen Dream, and so on and so forth. And to close out the show, one of the best matches of the year, Jim Alexander.
Which one?
The main event. Don't act like you didn't see it, man.
I think I went to pick up pizza then.
I swear.
I'm pretty sure.
Was it Chicago style?
No, they don't have the good stuff here. Come on, man.
New York style is the best.
I agree.
I like New York style.
Y'all had the first pizza though in America though. Chicago.
Hey.
New York gets credit for that, but it was y'all.
There you go.
So y'all like to I give credit where credit's due.
People get it done.
New York State takes all
My
that
people
credit.
get it done, and they know enough not to be going crazy over indie talent.
I have
Oh
a
my
question.
God.
Wow, shout out to Barry Mack.
Yo, what up, Pop? Go.
I have a question because I'm from here, born here. We don't really do pizzas. We're more
we
of the
don't.
beach.
Yeah,
and
like
stuff
we're like
that.
avocado salads over
We're
here.
the avocado people.
Yeah.
So, what's the difference between a Chicago style
The
pizza
crust.
and
crust.
the
The
crust?
crust. Thick
Yeah,
crust.
it's like thick crust. It's
Do you
kind
like
of
fold it or something? I know
No,
like
that's
fold
New
it.
York.
Oh,
That's
okay.
New York.
There you go. See, they know
Now
their
I
stuff.
know.
Y'all know
Now
y'all
I know.
Chicago pizza is like a pie and they put
Yeah.
cheese in it.
Like
And
one
so
one
true.
slice and you're done.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh,
pretty
that's so
much.
true.
It's not.
And New York drips almost if it's
doesn't
really good.
drip.
Well, if it's good and you fold it the right way.
Jim, before we move on to
You can go
TakeOver.
Mulberry Street Pizza. Shout out. They have 4 locations. They have one in the
put 'em
Valley.
over.
They allegedly import New York water to make
Hey.
their
Oh.
pizza.
Hey.
So shout out to them.
Okay.
So, Jim, before we move
Yeah.
on, can you cut this promo and let these lovely people know where they can find everything after Buzz?
Yeah. Talking to all my fans out there, all people who love me, I love you back. And you know what? Thank you for making us, really, the ESPN of TV talk and making this show and a Raw show and all the other shows a success. So keep on subscribing because, you need that. And you know what? Whenever you subscribe, click also on that bell on the side so you get notifications so you know when Evan Mack, TK, Jim Alexander, everyone else who does the Raw and NXT shows, we're on. So leave the comments. We read them. I skim over some of them. Like the ones I like. I think, my boy, Hugo.
Hugo!
he's always
What up,
showing love.
baby?
Your boy.
Hugo,
Yeah,
that's my
okay.
boy, too. Hugo from Portugal.
Yeah, that's right. Showing love across the world.
Shout out
So-
to Drew for that message and let me know that Jim
And,
stole the burger
and all
again.
of you, and those of you who are
Snitches,
snitches
please
too,
talking to
making
snitches.
comments.
Keep
Yeah.
bringing them. I love them. When I'm not here, please let me know what's going on.
Yeah,
I
so,
appreciate it. Shout out to
so
Drew.
Thank you to the snitches out there too for leaving comments. And if you're listening on iTunes, pull over. Don't be driving and doing
not
this.
do that.
5-star rating. Leave comments on there. Snitch more if you want to. Just be part of the show in any way possible. That's
my
my
God.
promo for the week.
I appreciate you.
Thank you,
Shout out,
my
yo.
people.
You gotta go to Santino's Brothers and do like a wrestling tryout.
Oh, that'd be great. man.
Yeah, maybe we can. I've got connections. We've got
Is he up in
connections.
Canada or something?
Maybe we could film it. No, over here in California.
wrestling
No, they're really close
Yeah.
wrestling.
Wrestling
It's pretty
school.
amazing.
Okay.
Old school, too.
Yeah.
Shout out to
I can
yo.
teach him a thing or two about
I
that.
knew that was coming.
Shout out to Tom.
The
Shout out to
smug
Bosa.
look on his face was just saying it all.
Listen, shout out to Rocky. Shout out to the Real YT,
Man,
of
if
course.
Brody King
DJ
was
Sip,
here.
what up? Dylan, what's good? Hugo, what's good? Pena, what's good? Bosa, what's good? Marie, what's good? Charlene, what's good? Dan, what's good? Of course. I appreciate all all of y'all in this chat as per usual. Man, if I'm forgetting y'all, please let me know. I am not trying to, I swear. Xeno Hour was good, baby. And War Hero was really good.
You like wake up in your sleep like that?
Yo, what's good? I see these things in my dreams, man. I wake up in a cold sweat. The Dark OPZ, what's really, really, really good. But we gonna get to NXT TakeOver. Starting match with the War Raiders and Aleister Black and Ricochet. I was thinking from the jump they could not win, but they had me for a second. I didn't think Aleister Black and Ricochet could win this match just because I felt they were going to win on Sunday, and because it had been a pain in the butt to go back down to Full Sail, defend the title, do a taping, and go up and then you be on SmackDown every week. So I was like, I pretty much seen the War Raiders retaining. Jim, did you watch the match? What did you think about the match?
Hell yeah, it was off the hook. First of all, I'll say this: TakeOver superior to WrestleMania.
For sure.
I guess.
For sure.
I guess.
The Raw was better than WrestleMania. I just wasn't a fan of WrestleMania. I thought
it's long, bro. It's long.
Yeah, and Miz and Shane stole the show. But
stop.
Stop. I will keep on saying that. Back to TNA. That match was. I mean, to see these guys move, they literally brought out everything they had in their arsenal. I'm telling you, both teams did. The War Raiders, Aleister, Ricochet. That was just nonstop action.
And you want to know where they all came from? The independent
NXT
scene.
and the Performance Training Center.
I don't know. They kind of cut their teeth on the indie scene.
I know. What was he, Prince Puma or something? Or?
He was at Lucha Underground.
Yeah.
You see,
I know my indies. Okay, I'm an indie king. Prince.
Yo, TK, did you still gonna go, Jimmy?
No, I just thought they were tremendous. I mean, it was just an A+ match.
TK,
yeah, I think I definitely agree with you, Jim. I feel this is the second agreement.
I know. Scary, man.
Very weird.
Scary, man.
Yeah, the NXT TakeOver. I just appreciate it more. You just appreciate wrestling.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I think it is for people who want to see wrestling versus the entertainment of WrestleMania, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I definitely liked NXT a lot better than WrestleMania this time around. But in general, it was just great matches. You can't go wrong with that.
And it was still 3 hours. They still managed to get 3 hours out of that.
Yeah, but it's like 3 hours of stuff versus 5 hours of fillers and telling you what happened last month and then repeating what happened and then doing this, because I was watching WrestleMania today and it's just like, if you cut out all that, WrestleMania would be 3 hours because there's a lot of fillers. And I was like, oh, I don't need to see this. I know what happened because I watched. And again, I know they're not catering to people who watch wrestling every week. But for somebody who does watch wrestling every week, and if you scrub through all that, you're watching 3 hours of WrestleMania. So it's like I'm good at passing on up all that. So, and NXT is definitely better.
What you thinking, Anissa?
Thought this was a good match. I like the end how they both, pretty much respected each other in the form of what we know with Aleister Black and Ricochet on what's going to happen with them. A lot of people are saying, okay, this is their final NXT show, but when I was watching Raw, they showed the banner of NXT like their little banner on the it says Raw, the lower third, but it showed NXT Aleister Black, NXT Ricochet.
Very interesting.
So we're still trying to I'm still wondering if they're officially going to be on the main roster. But obviously the brand split is happening next week, so we'll find that situation out. But overall, this was a good show. War Raiders always puts on a great show for everybody. And I thought this was a solid match. I really enjoyed the respect that they had at the end of the night. Yeah,
I agree. It was, like I said, it's just a good wrestling match. War Raiders are, man, I hope they're going to do the right. I hope they're going to reestablish the tag team division. There's some serious tag teams coming up through the ranks, man. Those War Raiders, they're something special, man. They're like agile big men that can wrestle and have a shtick that I think can carry over. Just good. The old powerhouse wrestling with a little bit more. Dude, he did a swanton off the top rope.
Hell yeah.
He did a swanton off the top rope.
With no fear.
No, man, it's a very talented bunch.
It was.
But anyways, great match that we move on to. My one of my matches of the night was Matt Riddle versus the Velveteen Dream, and I think it showcased a lot. I didn't think they would give Riddle the title that fast. But I like what they did. He dominated most of the match. He had a lot of good spots. He did something I've never seen anybody do. Jim Alexander, German suplex on the second rope from the outside of the ring.
Listen,
I dare you to refute this dude's talent now.
Do not adjust your sets.
Here it comes.
Matt Riddle could be a star.
That's what I knew it, man. I thought about just said when he did that move. I said, "There's no way in hell Jim's gonna deny this dude after that."
No, I can't deny it.
It was ridiculous.
he's just superb in a ring.
Did that into with the corkscrew at the top rope.
Yeah, I mean, and his
Oh, my,
submission,
come
the
on,
counters and moves are just out of this
Right?
world. Even with the gimmick that I'm not a fan of, this guy is already top 2 or 3 on NXT
Right?
now.
All the matches on NXT were like, you know how you go into some matches and you're like, okay, well, I know this is what's gonna happen based off of this, and that. All the matches with NXT, you really didn't know because there's 3 or 4 different variations, and all of them would be fine.
False counts, so many of them. I mean, that's what you were on the edge. I really didn't know who's gonna win, Velveteen but those two guys showed clearly that they are world champion material on NXT for sure, but the top of NXT.
Yeah, and it's funny you say that. It's great because like I like the roll up is the way to protect the wrestler. You don't always have to protect the wrestler. There was a lot of roll ups at WrestleMania. There was a few things. They're back in the day they didn't do that as much. They protect wrestlers too much. They would protect their stock too much. Sometimes you need to just take the L. That's why I think the Kofi Kingston match was the best match of the night because Kofi beat him clean. There was no roll up. It was Trouble in Paradise 1, 2, 3.
That's all.
Like but that's how it used to be. Like what they do now is they do the roll ups and the false discs and the count outs and because they want to protect the wrestler. I like the roll up because to protect Riddle at this point in time. But sometimes you have to have a wrestler lose though. Just lose.
It's the best way he could have lost.
Exactly.
Literally, like he looks strong.
That's
I don't
what-
care
yeah.
what anyone says. The guy looks as stronger than coming into this match.
Yeah, that's what I say.
Going out of it,
Like,
even with a loss. That loss didn't mean anything.
When you do the roll up in that fashion, the roll up looks like okay, he got him. He outsmarted him. He just escaped.
But it looked like he could have countered it to a submission too. It was one of those roll ups where he had a submission move kind of on him too. Where Riddle was sort of like, hey, I had a submission potentially or a pin from it. So he looked strong. I mean, coming out of this match, I felt he looked stronger than that, and that loss doesn't even mean anything because it's almost a flukish pin.
There you go, yep.
And he demonstrated so much in that match where you just forgot about the loss.
Anissa, what say you?
I really thought this match was pretty solid. I enjoyed the fact that everyone thought Matt Riddle might be probably turning heel because he was so frustrated in this match.
Yeah.
You know, and when you're in a position like that, of course you're going to get so frustrated because you're trying to win this title. The title's on the line. And I think, you know, Velveteen Dream really helped Riddle in a way where coming from someone from both backgrounds, and I think that Matt Riddle really, I don't want to say how do I put it? He pretty much showed everyone like, hey, Velveteen Dream's talented too.
Yeah.
How do I put it? Putting someone over, that's what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
He pretty much, they both put each other over
For
in
sure.
this match. That's all I got to say.
What about you, TK?
I thought I already said it.
What'd you say?
She said it.
She said exactly. She said.
She said she loves Matt Riddle, and it's a
I
great match.
didn't feel the love. I didn't feel the love.
Oh, my
I
bad.
need you to gush. I need you to gush.
You need validation.
I need you to gush on my man, Matt Riddle.
Reiterate.
That's my guy. I love this guy so much. I do, man. He's a powerhouse, man.
But the thing is, too, like I was saying before, it's just like you just don't know who was gonna win. This match was match was really, really just amazing.
Yeah.
But again, when I looked at all but maybe one of the matches, I was just afraid they're gonna take the magic if they bring them up to the main roster. What both these people have. So like Velveteen Dream, he's solid. Like no matter anywhere else he goes other than the main roster, he would be great. Indie scene, like you know what I'm saying, he would be great. But it's like my concern is the magic and now I understand when people get called up and then you see them on the main roster, and if you don't follow NXT, or the people who do follow NXT, they're disappointed because they don't see that character anymore. They're trying to change them. So my thing is, it was a really great match, but it's like you want to enjoy that magic because you don't know what's going to happen in the next 6 months to a
He
year.
can be over on the main scene with that
Yeah,
gimmick,
I hope.
for sure.
I don't know.
You want to keep those guys on this roster because they're still developing, and
absolutely.
I mean, let them shine here, you know, because they can have matches like this in NXT. They can't have him on Raw.
Do you think he'll have enough time to express his character on the main roster?
Because they
They have
have
to give
no
him- they have
one
to give him
else.
time.
I mean, they really are taking that roster. Now Alistair's leaving, Ricochet. That
No, I
roster,
mean
and
on
no
the main
champ-
roster, not NXT.
Oh, on the main-
NXT, he's solid.
I think his character alone puts him already in the mid-card range, just introducing him. You know, like, he's better than Rusev or some of these other guys.
If they do it the right way, if like
Yeah.
somebody's in the ring, it has to be somebody great that has that street cred, and that the lights drop out,
Yeah.
and Velveteen comes out,
Totally.
and just cuts a promo. But it has to be a credible veteran, and he has to get over.
Yeah.
That's how you put people. I'm telling you, I always go back to Sheamus. The reason why Sheamus is still a household name is he got over and got the title very quickly.
Yes.
And that's what you do. He shocked the world. Like, who is this big Irish dude that just dominates, holding the title? And beat somebody very convincing. Like they got it.
Same thing like Great Khali.
Yeah, like they're trying to do that with Lars. It's not gonna work with Kurt. It's not gonna work with Kurt, and it's not gonna work with the Hardy Boys. It had to be somebody else because the crowd's kind of like,
they're gone. Kurt's gone. It was just like his send off. So it's like, what's the payoff there? You know,
So
just beat up a guy who's at the end of his career.
Yeah.
Literally.
So for Velveteen, they had to do that. They had to have them lights cut out and him just cut a promo on somebody that contrasts his style. That I think he can get over, but if they soft play it.
If you look at Joseph said it on the chat, like Lacey Evans.
Yeah.
I mean, when I saw her in WrestleMania, I'm like, man, this chick is collecting a real good check for not doing much.
It's going down Monday. I was like, it's going down.
But it's frustrating to see that she had such a great character in NXT and it made sense.
I agree.
And it was solid based off of her background. And now you're just seeing her walk up and down, and it's just like, this is what we're doing right now?
Oh, she's getting a push.
100%. It's working for her, though. She went and beat the brakes off Becky for a second. That was the moment after WrestleMania. I like what they did. I like this change of Alexa Bliss. That put her over, her turning heel. So, because she started off super sweet, glitz, glitter, glitz, glam, you know what I mean? And then she went from just like chalk and trash. It works for some people when they change their gimmick. I wouldn't do that for everybody, though. I wouldn't. It could get.
Well, you have to be able to carry it.
Have to be able to carry it over. With that being said, we got the the UK Championship, which was interesting, man. I didn't know much about Walter, man. This dude's unbelievable, man. This dude's unbelievable. I'm sorry, man. This dude's old school.
Bruiser,
he's William Regal 2.0, man. He's because that's what it made. I got the William Regal chills when I seen this dude. I like it's like very Third Reich the way he comes in, the very German, we know what that is, and it's really great that he comes in like that.
What is it, Evan?
Listen, it's very. Like I said, Third Reich. If y'all don't know what that is, that explains itself. And he comes out, and WWE knows what they're doing because if anyone knows just a tiny bit of history, England in that area, they had a lot of beef. They had a lot of beef historically, so that's what made that match even more special. The people in the crowd, I was there live. It was just British. It was insanity when he lost.
Yeah.
So I thought it was really great to see this new guy. He was it's just a good old fashioned knockdown drag out. Anissa, what say you?
Told you.
Yeah, you did call it. You called it. I remember you called it, man.
You
called. I swear, I'm gonna rush to run that tape back.
I watched. The first time I ever saw Walter live was at PWG, and everyone's like, seeing this guy being slapped. Hey,
was that someone on your brother?
Sorry,
but
I said it multiple times that Walter is special, and to be honest, this crowd wasn't the crowd was kind of quiet. And that's fine because a lot of these
UK,
people,
right?
Right. There are no
that's
exposure.
The
and then after that second match too, though,
so
to
see the fact that how dominant both these guys were, especially how Walter was just pounding and pounding, Pete's head with his foot, and the multiple slaps. That is why I wanted people to be watching this match to see this guy is not going to be the next monster. This guy is just here to stay. Yeah. I was listening. Obviously, today they did an exclusive little backstage on talking to Pete, and he said, we're gonna have a next match. So hopefully we get to see that match for the TakeOver UK.
Yeah, and that's definitely what the match will be. And I like what you said. Like, not people underestimate. Not everyone's a main eventer. Like mid carders, there's value in being a mid carder. There's value in being that solid wrestler that's holding UK title or holding Intercontinental title or holding the United States title. There's value to that. The problem with a lot of the titles nowadays is they don't put emphasis on. This is why Joe has to keep his United States title. He has to. Look, you have to bring the highest it's been in years is when John Cena was doing open challenge and putting people over.
Yeah.
Right.
When people were taking it was like you have to emphasize that belt. You have to make it care. That's why no one cares about the cruiserweight belt. You put it on the first match in the pre-show.
Well,
like
they've always
nobody,
done that.
but that's why nobody cares. You can't make that and it was a title change.
Well, here's the thing.
You got to make people care, man.
Here's the thing too. What they should start doing, because the thing is, it's a lot of if you just watch WWE, the network, it's a lot of wrestling every week.
So much wrestling.
And it's like, it feels like what they should do, like for instance, when you do NXT call-ups, like for people who watch just SmackDown and Raw, there should be almost like a 30-second, like, okay, this is what happened in NXT, just in case you don't have the network, just in case you don't have the time.
Yeah, like a recap.
Yeah, and the same thing with UK. Like I wish they would have done that if they have UK, they played in.
Yeah, I
in
see
NXT.
no UK. I don't see any.
Well, yeah, I don't see any because there's just not enough time
So it's true.
during the week.
Yeah.
So if they at least showed a bit of what's happening in UK, now you're prepared to see this person. Now you're going to be backing this person, and for the little money that they spend up front, now you're having a group of individuals who love wrestling, who like WWE, and they're going to back this person and carry everybody else over who doesn't necessarily know them or watch those programs. So it just makes sense to do something like that. Because same with you, I didn't know who Walter was, and it's
So impressed.
he obviously looks wise is like, okay, he looks like he can do some damage.
Yeah, he just hurts. He's just hurting people. That's all.
Yeah, he's a big.
He was born in the wrong time. I promise you
bruiser,
that.
I'm telling you.
He's. I'm impressed, man.
I mean, Pete Dunne. I saw him win the title in TakeOver Chicago. You know,
675,
and live there.
85
The
days?
first time I was exposed to him, and Tyler Bate, not Bray, the third string quarterback.
You're the
But,
worst.
hey, I got it wrong last time.
I
Just
know.
saying. But no, impressive. These guys were going at it. There's stiff shots after the slaps. They were going
So
at it.
good,
I mean,
man.
that's what I mean. These two guys are old school wrestlers.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
like
yeah.
with the highlight underlined wrestlers.
And that's
They
what's
go
great.
after it and they take the punishment. Both of these guys did.
Pete's chest was my god.
Yeah, and they were both bruised.
And
up.
that's what's crazy about Pete. Pete's a young buck. He's a young whippersnapper. He's just he's a
Old school mentality,
young
man.
old guy. Yeah, and
Yep.
and that's what's great. He's a student of the game, and he knows his brand. He's a bruiserweight. That's what he's the part of England he's from. You know, that's his style. It's a gimmick, but not really.
Did you see any
it's-
women
yeah,
from
there's-
UK?
No, they didn't really build up the Tony Storm.
Is she injured or is she still?
I'm not sure. Someone in the chat let us know.
This
I
Most
don't
of them.
think
and that's
so.
my thing. Tony Storm is a great wrestler.
Great.
You saw
Right.
Mae Young and etc. And it's like you don't ever get to see her. Dakota Kai. They also put her in UK, and it's just like
She's injured.
But before that, she was at the NXT and she was doing well. Then they sent her to UK, and I didn't I think I remember reading that she was injured, but I would have never known that she's
Yeah.
injured if I don't do other shows. You know what I'm
I
saying?
think Tony Storm is having a feud with Ginny right now. I think I saw something over there on like the
Well,
internet somewhere, but I'm not
speaking
sure.
of women, the Fatal 4-Way, TK, I'm gonna start with you. What do you think about the Fatal 4-Way? Were you surprised that Shayna retained? What the hell? I know people were. I was there. The crowd was like, "Huh?"
Yes and no. yes and no. Like, and let me know she popped up in Raw or not. Did she pop up in Raw or not? Okay, so yes and no, because if they, it seemed like they didn't intend for her to be called up or pop up in Raw or to do anything with Ronda because Ronda lost the belt. Then the best thing is to keep her down there because of the faction that they have.
Yep.
So it would made sense if you stripped her from the belt and now she's still in NXT. Then it's just like, okay, what are you going to do now? You still have these girls trying to get the belt.
She's just continuing where she was doing.
Right.
Unless the only thing you could have done if you take the title off her, you had to move her to the main roster because there's no
But there's
place
no
for her
place for her
anymore.
there in
And
the
now
main
you
roster.
can't go with her backwards. She can't go backwards. She can only go forward. So the title's the only thing that's keeping her on TNA. Wrong company.
Oh.
Hey,
Second
see how my
time-
Indies
second
coming
time
out.
saying
My
that, by the
Indies
way.
coming out.
TNA
I
is
knew
not
it.
an
You
indie
deep
show,
down
it's
in
a
your heart.
company.
I knew it.
God, forgotten company. But that's the thing.
It's a Freudian
Shout out
slip,
to
bro.
Impact.
It's a Freudian slip, man.
But that's the thing. You can't do anything else. You had to keep it on her. She's still sticking around. So just kind of continue status quo, right?
Yeah.
That's what we have.
Yep,
So do you think that? So what's the status on Ronda? Is she out? Is she filming a movie? Did she show up on Raw on Monday?
Nobody.
No.
She
Okay.
show up on
I
Monday.
read they planning a comeback for her though, like something.
I
Like
think
a
she's
massive
filming
comeback.
something.
Probably.
Yeah, I
She'll
think she's
probably
gonna
come back in the summer.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think she's gonna take some time off. You're not gonna see her.
SummerSlam, you think?
And you're gonna see that, and then when she's making her comeback, that's when.
Do you think she'll win it back?
I don't even think.
Yeah.
I didn't want her to. I didn't want her
booking.
to win it in the first place, as you
In
guys
the
know.
beginning, in the beginning.
However, I don't even think she needs to win it back if they bring everybody else
Exactly.
up.
Oh, I see.
So, like, I mean, they can still terrorize the women's locker room, and she doesn't need a belt.
I agree, especially if she helps get Shayna Baszler over. When
Right.
they beef later down the road. There's so many things they can do with
Yeah.
Shayna. I like that they're slow burning her. I think put it like this: she is the class of that division, though. I know like the Sky Pirates are amazing too, but she's the class, man. When I'm watching her, man, I'm like she's in full control of those matches.
Yeah,
she
can't take the belt off.
They just
her.
can't, man. Like she's the best, man.
And you know I love Bianca, but
Exactly. When I watched it, I was like, damn.
I feel bad because
Shayna-
she was like crying backstage
Hey, listen,
in
man.
tears.
Listen, man.
yeah, but well, the thing is, she's been there for a while. So is her husband, and I can see the frustrating part because you see everybody else and it's not even like one of those things where you don't know them. Like they're very due to Instagram pictures, they all hang out together. So it's just like, you feel like you're ready to be called up, but then you're not seeing that people are being called up or people are there now and they're not being seen. So your best bet's to stay on NXT and
She's
continue
next
building.
in line to get that.
She
NXT
is next in
Women's
line, but then that
Championship,
means that she'll be in NXT for another year. and a
Exactly.
half.
Oh, at least.
And she might not want that.
Yeah. So I get and before we get to the main event, because I can't wait to get to this main event. DJ, I don't know if you got it queued up, man, but the sweet smell of Charlie Crusoe's perfume. Hey. Jim hijacks the boudoir. He bust it open, Jim. That's what I'm talking about. 2019, men making a comeback.
Anissa looked very uncomfortable.
I told Flobo on Raw.
Flobito.
I brought sexy back before Justin Timberlake.
Way before
that's
JT.
right. I've been shaking and moving for years, ladies and gentlemen.
Yo, TK, who's up in the boudoir,
Wow.
man?
Who's snitching now, huh?
Wow.
Drew.
Shout out to Dasha Fuentes.
Oh, she got let go.
She got let go. So shout out to her. I mean, she looked amazing,
Yeah.
but I'm sorry that she
Right
got
after
let go.
really
But
SmackDown.
yeah,
Unfortunate.
yeah. So shout out to her. So I'll put her in the boudoir because technically she won't be able to be in the boudoir anymore.
Damn.
after
Damn.
this, so.
Damn.
This is devastating.
Pretty
to me.
depressing.
Yeah, I was just becoming a fan.
it's
She's been. Candice LeRae. She's in the boudoir.
Yeah.
I liked her. Are we talking about NXT today? Are we getting to that? Okay. I don't like what they have been doing to her or what she hasn't been doing as
Right.
far as in-ring performances, not doing that. She's, the dutiful wife, which, I guess technically you should be, which is great, but she has so much talent. So I like the fact that she was able to showcase that today and do an amazing job. And it looks, she's changed up her look as well. So I'm hoping this is going to be the start to something bigger.
Absolutely, it's enough of her putting over Gargano.
Yeah.
To this
I
point.
agree. It's her time.
It's time-
Coming out
her time.
being the happy wife. She's,
Yeah.
she's
No,
better.
no.
She's better than that.
She's better
It's
than
okay
that.
to be the happy wife if you can't wrestle.
True, touche.
But
Exactly.
she can wrestle.
Yeah. So before we get to
Shout out
the
to Mandy
Okay.
Rose.
I knew
Shout
it.
out to Mandy
I knew
Rose,
it. Let's
Alexa
go.
Bliss, my girl, new women's tag team champion. That's all I gotta say.
Listen, man, main event, man. 2 out of 3 falls a match, man. Adam Cole, baby, in the Undisputed Era versus Johnny Gargano in a classic, man. Match of the year is going to be, it's definitely the match of the year. The only thing that can top it is the Kofi and Daniel Bryan match, which stole the show at WrestleMania. Jim Alexander, without any gimmicks or any suplexes off skyscrapers
Miz and-
or
hey, Shane
nonsense.
stole the
Just
show.
good old wrestling, brother. But
and
just
Shane.
like this match was good old wrestling. Anissa Barr, I'm going to start with you. Whatever. No, go ahead.
Zeno
Chat.
Hour, wow.
Chat.
Breaking news, Jessica Biel is leaving Justin Timberlake for Jim Alexander.
Hey!
Why are we snitching?
Wow.
He put the business all out in the air.
Hey,
That Zeno Hour, that was a good one. I'm
down
sorry.
low, everyone.
Listen, man, you can't hold a candle to my man Jim Alexander, man. Anissa, what do you think of the match? 2 out of 3 falls. Who do you think was gonna win? Just the match was amazing. I thought. What do you think?
The fact that you're asking me what do I think about this match.
I know, it's crazy, right?
I've seen this match before.
Yeah.
Of course, these guys came from the same, background.
Yeah.
Same, similar companies that they wrestled in. They've wrestled each other before, so seeing these two wrestle each other again was a treat because they know how each other works in the
Yep.
ring. That's why the match was so good
Cliff,
because they're very. When you click with
Famili-
somebody in
familiarity.
the ring, it's going to be one of the best matches.
Yep.
And the fact that this match reminds me of it's going to go down in one of the best matches in history,
Without question.
especially with NXT. I like the fact that they brought Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly and
love
Roderick
that. I love that
Strong
squad
all
so
in
much,
because it really shows how much that this product really wants to showcase everybody
In the era.
and I was a little disappointed because I really wish Candice, came in and did some, some
I
cool
was
moves.
too. Like, is she like
Right.
when they were attacking him?
Where
Like,
is he- where are they at?
Like, I don't care if I'm a female. I'm gonna knock y'all. Like, I wish
Right.
she. Yeah.
Because Candice has wrestled Adam Cole and all those
Wow.
guys.
Well, they missed the opportunity there then.
Yeah.
Exactly. So with this match, everyone online are saying, "Oh, NXT is not. You can't compare NXT to PWG because they're the higher stakes." Like, shut up, okay? Let me tell you this. These guys all came from the same exact background. They know how each other works. It doesn't matter where they come from. At the end of the day, these guys gave you guys a solid match, and for that, if when you go to PWG as an indie wrestler, you made it in the independent scene.
What say you, Jim?
Still trying to figure out PWG and all this stuff.
Yeah, PWG
Miss
over
Migos,
because
Pro Wrestling Global?
Pro Wrestling Gorilla. And by the way, Joey Ryan is one of the founders
tells
of
me everything.
PWG. So
That tells me everything.
you know, that's why a lot of these superstars are so well known, because they came from this, and as well as they made a name for herself from other, amazing resources. And also, I just want to shout out to Trevor Lee, who we don't know him yet, but I know he's with NXT, and I'm excited for Trevor Lee to make his NXT appearance, because that guy can freaking talk and cut a promo like anybody.
Like Jim can. Jim, what do you think about the match? Quickly, so we can move on to the.
Listen, man. Solid match. Two small guys going against each other. What else do you expect? I mean, this is where you get pizza. Like, hey, I'm gonna warm up, put on a minute.
Microwavable pizza.
Yeah. Well, because it got
who eats
cold.
that?
Because the pizza was staying when I was watching Matt Riddle and all the good matches there. But there was a solid match. I mean, listen, these guys can work, right? Not to say that they can't, but I mean, you saw that show, they're not special on that show. When you have Riddle and Velveteen Dream, when you have the Raiders versus Ricochet and Alistair, I mean, they're not special. They're just on par with everyone else that night. Match of the year, I mean,
For sure.
really?
For sure.
And on that card?
For sure.
Oh, okay.
None of those other matches even came close to that match.
Hey,
They just didn't.
the little guy love, right?
No, it's not even. I didn't even think about their size.
small.
Yeah, I didn't think about their size. It's just it's just man, it's just when the sequence. I'm telling you right now, that's when I lost my voice. This
They've
sequence.
wrestled each other before, right? So they do have chemistry in that sense.
Yeah.
That's what makes the match special.
That makes it even more special when they can reinvent it.
At least okay. So there's no botches. They know how to work with each other. Cool, but it's like I'm not seeing with Riddle. At least I'm seeing something special. You know what I mean?
That's
I'm
my
seeing
guy.
a guy do things, submission moves that he shouldn't be doing at his size.
Beast.
And I mean, they do what they can. When we talk about Gargano and Cole, right? They're small guys. That's all they have to use, in a sense. They can tell a story in the ring, cool, and then what? You know what I mean? It's not like it's going to be anything life-changing for him or getting over to the next level. Solid. Hey, they deserve the main event spot here because they were booking him for a while. They have nowhere else to go. Unlike Shayna Baszler, they're just a different situation. Going to a main roster doesn't do anything for them besides demote them. But that's it. I mean, for me, it's just like, okay, cool.
Well, you said
whatever.
two different things. So
Yeah.
you said you think it's gonna be the match of the year, right?
Oh, for sure.
So the thing is, if you're talking about
I wouldn't
just
say that.
if you're talking about
We'll
just
see, but
wrestling,
The thing is about it, one of us is gonna be right because they're gonna vote on it, and I'm gonna be right.
right? If you're thinking about
I'm gonna vote for your guy. How crazy is that?
I wouldn't be mad, but it's gonna be those two guys. But
Yeah,
I mean, probably they have the follow.
yeah, if you think of just wrestling, that's totally separate from as a package.
Yeah.
So definitely wrestling match. It was an amazing match.
Oh God, yeah.
You can't
I
take that
didn't
away
think it
from
was that
them.
amazing compared to other
Okay,
matches
so
on
who
that
do you
card.
think was gonna win before it started?
The Gargano Cole match?
Yeah.
Gargano. He had to. He had nowhere else to go. This is his pinnacle. I've been talking about it.
You have
since-
said that. I will give.
This
Listen,
is the high. I told him I told you guys
did
he's
say
gonna
that.
win
You
the
said
title.
this is his peak.
Yeah.
I will. You. Listen.
I thought
you said
he
that.
was going to win at SummerSlam time around there, the summer. But Ciampa got injured, things changed. So this is his mountaintop.
Could be right, bro.
That's where it ends. You just go down the mountain now.
He
because
could be.
there's nowhere
Listen,
to go higher.
Jim, there's gonna be one way this plays out. Jim is gonna be right or wrong about this, and I'm telling you, he has a title now. We
Hey,
going to
there's
see
a
it in
rumor
the
about.
future.
Hey, he's lucky he got that because there's a rumor about him going to 205
I
live.
read about-
okay?
I read
so
about that.
That's a saving grace
And
right
if
there.
Jim will come in here with ribbons and
I'll bring confetti. in here.
confetti, and I'm
Yeah.
telling you, 'cause if he goes to 205 live, y'all ain't gonna be able to stop this man. I just want y'all to know this right now.
Rocky says on the chat, Rey Mysterio kills wrestlers with finishers, and he's only 5'4".
Rey Mysterio is an international star. He's
Yeah,
special.
that's an absurd comparison.
Yeah, you can't compare Rey Mysterio.
He was been wrestling for
man.
30 years. Y'all got to stop mentioning people like
Rey
that.
Mysterio's one of a kind.
That's a
You know
lucha.
what I mean?
That's a lucha libre.
No
God.
comparison.
30 years. Oh my
Right.
God.
Yeah, literally, he's almost on 30 years. But anyways, NXT tonight. It was short. It was sweet. It was to the point. Candice LeRae defeats Aaliyah with Vanessa Bourne. We like Candice LeRae. We like that she actually getting on and wrestling a
Yeah,
little
it's like,
bit.
what are they doing with Vanessa Bourne and
I
Aaliyah?
don't
Like,
know.
it's confusing.
Not
It's confusing.
Aaliyah never wins.
No.
Ever.
It's like
ever.
a Kardashian angle or something. Like,
Something
you know
like
it's
that.
bad when
And
they're
she's
throwing-
from like, she's from Toronto. I don't know.
That's tough because all the Canadians can wrestle, man. They just can. They always
Well, I
have
mean,
ish.
her in particular, I don't know.
I
It's
like her.
I like her, but it's like I don't know what they're trying to do with her, and it seems like she's trying to figure it out, like trying to give
is.
them options. But it's just kind of like she's been there for a while. I think wasn't she there before Shayna got there?
She was there in like 2013, 2014.
Yeah,
she's
so
been-
she's been
that's-
there for a minute.
Yeah, she's been
That's a Gargano of NXT right there. That's a lifer.
Jesus.
Listen, man. Jackson Riker defeats Danny Burch.
Wait, hold on. I just want to say one thing about
talk
the
about
Candice
it.
thing. I think Candice and Shayna are going to have a feud next, and the reason why I say this is
That's good.
because
That's a good call.
they have history besides the Mayon Classic. You know, Shayna Baszler was front row seat at every single PWG show that Candice was
This
in.
could be Candice's
so
time, though.
I hope that they, with the feud, they say stuff about their past. And one of the matches that pretty much Candice had at bar wrestling, Shayna Baszler was right in front of her and she flipped her off.
He's not impressed. Look at that. Not impressed.
Hold on.
Not
No one's
impressed.
ever seen it besides the 10 people who were there that
Actually,
night.
there was 300 people.
Were they
Well,
drinking?
here's the thing, though.
He is
But what
the
I'm
worst.
saying is, like, Candice flipped Shayna Baszler off while she was submitting somebody else in the ring. So I hope we get to see them to feud. I think it'd be really great.
It's a good. I mean, Shayna needs someone new to work with, so I could see.
Because
that.
I heard that it was supposed to be Mia Yim, but something had happened.
That I can see too, though. I can see Yim. I can see Yim versus Shayna Baszler.
Yeah, that could be the next one in
Hey,
line.
we'll see, because like I said, there's a lot of ladies on that roster. It's not
There is a
about
lot.
giving someone Shayna to fight. They got some people coming up there,
Yeah.
man.
There's a lot.
So Aaliyah's not one of them.
There's some badass chicks,
Oh,
man.
there's like Lacey. Casey. all those girls.
Jackson Riker defeated Danny Burch. I really don't care that much about this match.
Danny
to be
Burch
honest with
looks
you.
like he's 67 years old. No joke, man.
In the face or in the ring?
In the
I mean,
face. No, in the ring he's good.
Yeah, you got
But,
that,
man,
old,
that's
make
an
the old man
old-looking
face.
man.
Yeah,
It's
like my
old-
boy LeBron's
That
like 35 since he was like 18.
He's been around. You know?
Yeah, it's one of those things. You can't, I don't know what they're gonna do with this. I think that's one of those things where it's right after NXT Takeover. A lot of these guys get their break, they get to chill, they get to relax.
Totally.
It's a good time to bring in talent that doesn't get out there and stretch their legs a little bit. See what the crowd thinks of them. See what the crowd responds to them. This is anytime you get the chance to do a match like this, you go out there and you do the best you can. You never know. You can get a pop. You can get over. You never know. So I think that's what these matches were. Street Profits, Fabian Eichner, and Marcel Barthel.
What are they doing with them, too?
This was a very
Finally
short,
won, right? At
This
least-
was a very short NXT show because it ended like 10 minutes before it was supposed to.
So true. It was like boom, boom,
Well,
boom.
because it was taped probably before SmackDown, where it was still in Brooklyn. So it was a
Yeah,
quick one.
yeah.
It was like a warm up, really, for the main show.
Don't know what this means for the Street Profits. That it doesn't
Right.
mean what this means for
Nothing.
anybody else. I don't see the. I don't see.
Do you
much.
see them actually even winning anytime soon?
Like
Or
the type,
do you-
so
I
that
almost
means I have
think
to
they
see them
should
beating
break them up.
Warriors. That's like
I don't know.
so I have to imagine them beating the Warriors.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can.
No.
Yeah.
No,
Dear
man,
God.
no. Hey, let's not forget the Velveteen's promo with Murphy right there.
that
that
was
was
good,
cool.
yeah.
That was good
Yeah,
stuff right there.
They're gonna
It felt
face each other
organic
next
too.
week.
It felt
Yeah.
weird.
So
it felt
good.
like he really didn't know what was going on.
Oh yeah, it definitely did. It's
felt-
because
yeah.
it seems like Velveteen is one of those people that constantly talk on their phone.
Yeah.
Like it's so natural that
Yeah.
so it just seems like every day is a conversation, and he was just like,
Good promo.
I thought it was great. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, next week, Velveteen Dream versus Buddy Murphy on NXT taping.
Yeah.
I saw that they're gonna bring up some people from the main roster to wrestle some people for NXT next week.
Like I said, I
So
like
it's gonna
that.
be-
Just wrestling. You don't. It doesn't have to be call-ups. It doesn't have to be signing. Just wrestle each other, man, and
Yeah.
just give each other that experience. Like I said, I love that's when Cesaro was doing that. Put on some really great matches for a lot of great fans. The new signing, the Japanese Phenom, he got signed. Man, I like that. Was it Kushida? Was his name is Kushida? Yeah.
Anyone see him?
Anissa's seen a little bit of him. I looked him up a little bit when I seen him at Takeover. And they were like,
Wrestle Kingdom 13 this past year.
yeah, shout out to that Jim
I
Alexander.
just hope he doesn't doesn't end up like Kenta and
No, his-
Hideo Itami
Oh, no,
and
yeah,
all those
his
guys
eyes, Karen is out.
had their 2 minutes of
I don't know. I
fame
just think
and-
that people should just look at his entrance theme is always Back to the Future, and it's pretty cool.
What will be the Japanese star that really gets over? Shinsuke was supposed to be the guy. Then they
hell no.
didn't pull the trigger. They did
Man,
not pull the trigger on him. They
They're
ruined
very-
him. Oh, they wasted his opportunity.
3-move Shinsuke.
Nah. But it doesn't. He can put on good matches. They wasted him, man.
I thought, like I said on Raw, he's the most overhyped guy in the last decade. Shinsuke.
That's crazy.
Let's put it this way.
But how many matches have you seen him in overseas, man? You can't say that unless you've seen him wrestle in Japan. You can't say that, Jim. How many matches?
Man, I told you I had those tapes from China and stuff beforehand.
Yeah, but even
not from
before that,
China.
you watch him in like when
My
he.
God.
Even before that, he didn't watch him there. Even in WWE NXT, how he started, it's like you could appreciate when he first came over and he was on the main roster. You expected something great.
They
Well, you
messed it, but they
expected,
didn't pull the
he had
trigger.
no moveset. That's the thing.
You are out. See, you are out of your mind.
And not in WWE. I've never seen. He's the most bland and basic
It's
guy.
not his fault.
It's not his fault.
Maybe not.
No, it's really not.
The booking could be the problem
Tell
here.
me
Sure.
one real, except for why did I just blank his name? Let's put it this way: WWE doesn't really. They bring these Japanese
Yep.
wrestlers,
Yeah.
but they don't give them,
Yep.
the proper star that they were back, in the
They
New Japan.
they know about
Or
him.
in
They
Japan.
repackage
They know
them,
him.
right.
Yeah, they repackage
just
them.
You know
don't-
why? It's because they don't have people that look like them or familiar with them that's
true.
writing the stories for them. It's
It's
the same
so
thing
true.
with Kofi. It's the same thing with, we have
That's why
like
it
a
took
lucha
Kofi
party
11
and it's-
years to get over.
Yeah.
It's so true. It's one of those things where, like, cause listen, you say Shinsuke's name in Tokyo, every single person who's walking the street knows him. That means something. So they
He's
they
pretty
know
much
that.
one of the gods
Yeah.
of New Japan.
He
Pro
is though. He
Wrestling
really is like the
at
the
this
pillar
time.
of New Japan wrestling. And they know that, but so they sign him because he's awesome.
But they
and
don't know how to.
They don't know
They don't
how
know
to
how to use him.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't use him. So it's so I don't know. Maybe
They don't really know how to use all of their Asian wrestlers.
That's true.
Let's put
It's
it this
just true. That's just how it is.
Asuka? I mean, she had a nice
Come on.
run.
Oh,
Come on.
They
For a
blew it.
bit, she did.
They
Look
blew
what
it. They blew it at WrestleMania.
Now,
blew
now,
with
now
Charlotte,
she's
yeah.
done.
Yeah.
We know that.
Yep.
They
that
pulled
killed her entire
when
momentum.
she lost at WrestleMania,
Yes.
they blew it.
She was undefeated. She should have beat Charlotte in the shocker, and then. But we got to wrap it up. Before I get all up in my feelings, man. Jim, put yourself over, brother.
Since I've never put myself over, here's the first time me doing it. Check me out at DJ Alexander on all social media, realtalker.com. That's REEL, and I'm all over the place. So what's up?
TK Trinidad. What's good, girl?
You can follow me on everything at TK Trinidad. Again, if you want candles, cocoa butter, all that good stuff.
Oh, you got the cocoa butter?
Hey!
Oh, yeah, I need that. I need that.
Go
I need
to
that.
centerincandles.com. We're on Instagram, we're on Twitter, all that good stuff. So if you want to support, you can do all that.
I need some bar.
Follow me on all social media at Anissa Bar. I'm not going to Par Wrestling tonight because I'm going to be doing Ms. and Mrs. After Show right here at 9 o'clock.
Yep.
So tune into that. Me and Leslie is back, so check her out. We're going to do Ms. and Mrs.
Thank you for everybody in the chat. I appreciate you guys. Rocky was really good. Jenna James was good. You was good. What's good? Kyle, what's up? Evan T Mac, Instagram and Twitter. Listen, don't forget to spare new to your cats and dogs. I'll see.
Wrestle Kingdom. Tell me to watch Wrestle Kingdom.
Watch
No,
Wrestle
man.
Kingdom, peace.
Ciao.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.